Hi, I'm Sam, one of the technicians here at Wheelbase. You're excited about your new mountain bike? I'm going to show you a step-by-step guide on how to easily assemble the bike. Step 1, the tools you're going to need for the job. You're going to need some cutters, a shock pump, a 15mm spanner, or some large Allen keys for the pedals, a multi-tool, and ideally a torque key. Step 2, please check the box hasn't been damaged in transit. Just check along the box and all around it. Once you check the box, if you carefully lift the bike out from inside, start with the wheel, then the manual pack and parts bag, and then the bike. Step 3, the seat post. This probably will already be installed, certainly if it's a drop post. If it's not, just insert it into the seat tube and tighten up the binder. Step 4, remove all the packaging from the bike and try to recycle if you can. Step 5, so this step you want to remove the faceplate off the stem and install the handlebars, but only loosely. You don't need to tighten them up fully, we'll do that at a later point. Step 6, it's now time to put the front wheel in. What you need to do is remove the axle, pull it out like so, and also remove the disc brake pad spacer. So now put your front wheel in. If you line up the disc with the caliper and slot it in into the dropouts. Next you need to put the axle in, just slot it in till the other side, give it a turn until you feel it start to bite, back it off slightly and position so it bites at 45 degrees and close. With the front wheel in, it's time for step 7, straighten the handlebars. So they could be to the left or to the right. Try and use the manufacturer's logo to centre the bar in the faceplate. Once that's done, check the bar roll and the lever angle. This is good just to go off your arms and get to what feels comfortable. It is quite a personal matter. When you're tightening the faceplate, if you do it in an X pattern, make sure that all the spacing is equal. Step 8 is time to fit the pedals. Now the threads on the pedals are opposite threads, so you'll need to twist it towards the front of the bike. The way to know the left and the right pedal on these pedals is the logo from the brand. It will be facing forward. So to install a pedal, you need to look at the thread, gently install it and twist forward till you've felt it bite. Do a couple of twists, then get your Allen key or 15mm spanner, depending on the pedal, and turn until it bites against the crank, and then give it a tighten. Step 9, adjusting the saddle height. So if you undo the binder, this will allow the saddle to move up and down. With the dropper post, you need to pull, if it's going down, you need to pull the cable through with the post out the opposite end of the frame. If it's coming up, you may need to help persuade it through, like so. Then if you move the saddle to the correct height, which is usually around your hip. So you also need to adjust your saddle angle. Make sure that the tip of the nose is horizontally flat by adjusting with the bolts. Step 10, suspension setup. Every suspension is different, they all have different tuning options, so we recommend that you go on the manufacturer of the suspension's website and they will have a guide on how to initially set up your suspension best for you. The final thing to do, once your suspension's set up, you can check your tyre pressure. These should have left the shop with around 30 psi in a mountain bike tyre, but it's always worth checking it as it is quite personal. On the side of the tyre wall there will be a maximum and a minimum tyre pressure, but to adjust it you take the valve cap off, then undo the valve, give it a press to make sure the air's running free. Before going out for your first shred, we advise doing something that we call the M check. So if you start down at the front, down here, check the axle, check the wheels in nice and tight, check the brake caliper and the spokes. Then move up to the top, check the brakes work, check your headset's tight, no movement. Then head down to the bottom bracket, check that is spinning freely, there's no movement, no play. Move up to the seat post, make sure that's tight, not moving. Dropper post goes up and down. Then down to the gears, make sure that's all lined up correctly, the rear wheels in correctly, and also the spokes. Now you're ready to hit the trail.